Growing up, I have one brother, older brother, and an older sister. I grew up in Bracebridge. I don't even actually remember my father growing up. He left when I was, I think, about a year old. And both my mother and father actually, you know, were both married and divorced 3 times throughout my life. But growing up, I grew up with my mother and my stepfather. And when I was about 10 years old, and obviously just prior to that, my brother and my sister had been sexually and physically abused. And I obviously grew up in somewhat of a physical upbringing, I guess you could say. And as a result of my sister and brother coming forward, there were some criminal charges laid, and at the age of 10, I was actually apprehended by the Children's Aid Society and taken into foster care. My mother at the time didn't believe what was going on, and well, was obviously with my stepfather. And there was a lot of issues that went on with that relationship, and obviously as that went through the courts. But as a result of all that going on, yeah, I was apprehended by the Children's Aid Society at the age of 10, and placed into foster care. Went through a number of foster homes in Bracebridge and Aurelia growing up. And then at one point in time, my dad actually came kind of back into my life as a result of what was happening with my brother and sister and the court system and court case. And I hadn't really known him at all, and he had been in and out of my life, and was kind of a rough character, let's say. So at one point in time, after a couple of foster homes, I believe it was, I actually went and lived with my dad for a short period of time, and that didn't work out for very long at all. And then went into a few more foster homes. And I don't remember that I was a bad kid growing up, but it seemed like every year or so I was moved from a different home. And at one point in time, my sister, who was also in care, got involved in a family and became good friends with a girl who actually went to church across the road from here. And it was their family that kind of took me in from another foster home that I was in, because we were in different foster homes. And they were Christian people and came alongside of me. And at one point in time, I got really tired of a not very good foster situation that I was in with some other kids, and it was a busy home, let's just say. And so between my sister becoming involved in this family and my older brother, who kind of took me under his wing, we actually approached this family and said to them, is there somebody in the church that would take me in? This family said, you know what, we're going to take you in. We're going to renovate a room in our basement and build a bed for you, and we're going to take you in. We're going to become foster parents, and we're not going to have you living in this situation where you live. And that family is the Langmans, Jeff's parents. And yeah, to this day, I still have Christmas and Thanksgiving with them, and my kids call them grandparents, or Papa Bob and Grandma Eileen. And yeah, I remember I grew up with their kids. So I grew up with Jeff and Jen, and ironically, they're actually the same age as my real brother and my real sister. I've repaired my relationship with my mom, and she's part of my life now, and she's moved on from what happened in the past, and so that's good. Some of these kids don't come from great situations, and some days with me, even probably at the time, were probably not easy, and maybe even in other homes it wasn't easy. But I think it's important to realize, okay, where people have come from, and just to have a great deal of patience and love. And I think that's what's really important, because I think that's what did it for me. They were very accepting. What you might see as abnormal, based on somebody else's background or upbringing, they might not know any better, and they don't know any better. And you could look at some of these kids and go, oh wow, they're so troubled. Like, I don't think I could handle that. But to these kids, I think they just they need to realize that, okay, this is what normal's like, and this is what love is like, and this is what acceptance is really like. Because all they know is sometimes, what is not normal. I'm Russ, and that's my story.